kindly remain standing. I now request our chairman, Mr. Albert W. D'Souza, to invite our dignitaries, honorable chief guest, guest of honor, members of the trust, Dr. Suhas Petnekar, Dr. Uday Salunke, Mr. Benol Dias, Dr. G.V. Mulgund, Dr. S. Kumar Perumal, and Dr. N. Shani for the lighting of the lamp. Kindly be seated. We feel deeply honored and privileged to have amongst us our esteemed dignitaries who, despite their busy schedule, have taken their time out to be with us and grace the occasion. I now request our chairman, sir, Mr. Albert W. D'Souza, to honor and welcome our chief guest, Mr. Atul C. Kulkarni, the ex-CEO of Chowgule Ports and Infrastructure. Sir, I request you to kindly come in front. Thank you, Chowgule, sir. I request our chairman to kindly wait back as we have a few more felicitations. I now request Chairman Sir to honor and welcome our guest of honor, Mr. Upendra Sangle, General Manager of District Industries Center. Thank you, Sangle sir. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Suhas Petnekar, former Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai. I request sir to kindly come in front. Thank you, sir. We will now welcome Dr. Uday Salunke, Group Director at Wellinger Institute of Management. We welcome Mr. Benol Dias, Chairman of Basin Catholic Bank. I request sir to kindly come in front. We will welcome Mr. Jaisingh Sankhe, President of Palghar Taluka Industries Federation. Mr. Jaisingh Sankhe. Sir is not here. I now call upon to welcome Mr. Birendra Thakur, Secretary of Laghu Udyog Bharati MIDC Boisar. Thank you, Chairman, sir. I will now request our Secretary, Mrs. Elvina D'Souza, to welcome Mr. Praveen Raul from Vasai Industries Association. Thank you, sir. I will request Elvina ma'am to kindly wait back as we have a few more felicitations. I would now call upon Mr. C.A. Anto, President of Gowalis Industries Association. Next is Mr. Velji Ghogri, the President of TIMA. I would request sir to kindly come in front. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Velji Ghogri, the President of Tarapur Industrial Management Association. I would next call upon Mr. Ilangavan Mudaliar. He is also apparently not here. Mr. Satish Parekh, President of Dhanu Industry Manufacturers Association. Mr. Satish Parekh. We would now welcome the representative from Umargaon Industries Association. Umargaon Industries Association. Okay, I come to know that they haven't reached here. We would welcome any representative from Vapi Industries Association. If we have anybody from Vapi Industries Association. Okay, they are yet to come. Thank you, Alvina ma'am. LAGHUSWAPNA is a conscious effort to provide a platform to industry professionals and academicians to gather and discuss on the topics of importance. Let us now watch a small glimpse of how LAGHUSWAPNA has changed over the years.
project reviews to campus interviews, nicknames to last bench games, cultural rehearsals to presentation preparations, mid-sem exams to case study submissions, short-term crushes to classroom blushes. Life is full of commitments and too many deadlines. But these cherished moments will live forever in our memories. So presenting before you a short glimpse of life at St. John's.
That was indeed very nostalgic. I now request our dignitaries, Honorable Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, Chairman of Aldal Education Trust, and Board of Trustees to occupy their seats on the dais.
It was the dream of our founder chairman, Mr. Albert W. D'Souza, to provide quality education to today's youth. With this in mind, the Aldal Education Trust decided to establish St. John Technical Campus at Palghar, so as to provide an opportunity to the semi-urban and rural youth of Palghar and the surrounding districts in Maharashtra to develop and create a better tomorrow.
Mr. Albert W. D'Souza is a visionary, philanthropist, and a renowned industrialist. He is a printing technologist, chairman of a cooperative bank, and a passionate educationist. He has won numerous awards for his personal contributions and has taken St. John College to heights where only a few renowned colleges have reached. He is the force behind Aldal Education Trust and founder of St. John Technical Campus. I now request Sir to address the gathering.
A warm welcome to our chief guest, Mr. Atul Kulkarni, ex-CEO, Chaugule Ports and Infrastructure, Goa, and Management and Strategy Consultant. Our guest of honor, Mr. Upendra Sangle, General Manager, District Industry Center, that is DIC, Palghar District, dignitaries of this event, members of the local industry associations, today's panel members, our advisor, Dr. Suhas Pendekar, former Vice Chancellor of Mumbai University, Dr. Uday Salunke, Director of Wellinkar Institute of Management and Development and Research in Mumbai, principals of all the institutions of St. John campus, my dear staff members and students. On behalf of Aldal Education Trust, I welcome you all to St. John Technical Institute campus, Palghar's largest campus offering KG to PG education. I am happy to share that our engineering and pharmacy colleges have become first autonomous colleges in Palghar district and the youngest under the University of Mumbai. With the power of autonomy and NEP, we envision technical and professional education in sync with the industry, where industry inputs are crucial at every stage of the technical teaching and learning process. We would definitely welcome industry inputs in the form of syllabus, visiting lectures, adjunct professors, professors of practice, as well as on-site, in-plant student faculty engagements. Our industry institute interaction has been very strong through LAGHUSWAPNA, the annual event of our management department. The very brand name LAGHUSWAPNA was coined to identify the core of the event. It is our honor to the entrepreneurs and innovators to risk everything by starting small and dreaming big. Today, we gather to discuss a topic vital to the economic fabric of our communities, the journey from local to global for MSMEs. MSMEs are the backbone of our economy by creating employment opportunities and fostering local development. However, we truly thrive to make a substantial impact. They must expand their horizons from the local to the global stage. First and foremost, MSMEs must recognize the power of innovation and digitalization in today's fast-paced and interconnected world. Whether it is adopting new technologies, more efficient ways of doing business, or developing unique, high-quality products. Innovation is the key. The digital revolution has democratized access to markets, enabling the smallest enterprises to reach to customers worldwide. Secondly, collaboration is paramount. MSMEs often lack some resources, but by forming strategic partnerships with other businesses, they can leverage each other's strengths and tap into new markets more effectively. Lastly, MSMEs must remain agile and adaptable. The business landscape is constantly evolving, presenting both challenges and opportunities. Those who can adapt quickly in response to changing market dynamics will thrive, while those who resist change risk being left behind. Flexibility and adaptability are essential traits for MSMEs embarking on the journey from local to global. In conclusion, the path from local to global for MSMEs is not without its challenges, but with the right strategies and mindset, it is entirely achievable by embracing innovation, fostering collaboration, prioritizing quality, leveraging digitalization, and remaining agile. MSMEs can seize the opportunities of the global marketplace and make a lasting impact on the world stage. Once again, I thank you all for attending this, our annual event, which is the flagship event of our MBA college. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your words. Listening to you is always learning experience. We are pleased to have amongst us today our esteemed guest of honor, Mr. Upendra Sangle, who is the General Manager of District Industries Center, Palghar. Mr. Upendra Sangle, a seasoned professional with 2 decades of experience in collaborating with various government and semi-government organizations, currently serving as the General Manager at District Industries Center, Palghar. Mr. Sangle brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise in driving impactful initiatives for industrial development. Sir has a diverse professional background ranging from roles such as junior engineer at CSTPS Mahagenco to serving as assistant registrar in cooperative societies. So without much ado, I now request Mr. Upendra Sangle to address the gathering.
लघुस्वप्न 2024 या कार्यक्रमासाठी उपस्थित प्रमुख अतिथी श्री अतुल कुलकर्णी सर, आलडेल एज्युकेशन ट्रस्टचे श्री अल्बर्ट डिसूजा सर, व्यासपीठावर उपस्थित सर्व मान्यवर आणि समोर बसलेले कॉलेजचे पदाधिकारी, प्रिन्सिपल्स, औद्योगिक संघटनांचे आमचे सर्व पदाधिकारी आणि विद्यार्थी मित्रो आणि उद्योजको, मला या जिल्ह्यामध्ये येऊन फक्त 2च महिने झालेत, पण या 2 महिन्यात सेंट जॉन कॉलेजसोबत 2 आमचे कार्यक्रम झाले. सर्वात पहिला कार्यक्रम होता कॉर्मेल डिस्ट्रिक्ट आउटरीच प्रोग्राम, अमेरिकेतली जी युनिव्हर्सिटी आहे कॉर्मेल युनिव्हर्सिटी, त्यांचा एक पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएट लेवलचा कोर्स आहे, त्याच्या प्रचार प्रसिद्धीसाठी आम्ही कार्यक्रम घेतला आणि सेंट जॉन कॉलेज, आलडेल एज्युकेशनल ट्रस्ट यांनी आम्हाला खूप चांगलं सहकार्य केलं आणि त्याच्यामुळे आमचा कार्यक्रम तो यशस्वी झाला. त्याच्यानंतर आता 5 मार्चलाच आपण टीमाच्या सहकार्याने आणि सेंट जॉन कॉलेजच्या सहकार्याने एक चांगला कार्यक्रम घेतला. त्याचं नाव होतं डिस्ट्रिक्ट इन्व्हेस्टर समिट. त्याच्यामध्ये आपण 15,000 कोटींचे MOU केले विविध उद्योजकांसोबत आणि ही जी फिगर आहे ही राज्यातली सेकंड बेस्ट फिगर आहे. फर्स्ट इज पुणे. यावरून आपल्याला एक अंदाज येईल की पालघर जिल्ह्याचं स्थान नेमकं कुठं आहे आणि गव्हर्नमेंट पण पालघर जिल्ह्यासाठी विशेष फोकस ठेवतं आहे आमचाही वारंवार रिव्ह्यू होतो आणि वेगवेगळ्या पॉलिसीज आम्ही कशा इम्प्लिमेंट करतो याबाबत गव्हर्नमेंट आमचे विभाग प्रमुख नेहमीच आढावा घेत राहतात. त्याच्यामुळं सेंट जॉन कॉलेज आर्डेल एज्युकेशन ट्रस्ट यांचं मी खूप आभार मानतो की त्यांनी असं सहकार्य आणि अपेक्षा करतो की त्यांनी असं सहकार्य आम्हाला पुढं देत राहावं. तर आजचा जो कार्यक्रम आहे लघुस्वप्न, तर त्याबाबत मी असं सांगू इच्छितो की आमचा जो विभाग आहे उद्योग विभाग महाराष्ट्र शासन, आमचा मॅन्डेटच MSME आहे. म्हणजे माझं कार्यालय जे आहे किंवा आमचा विभाग आहे याची स्थापनाच MSMEसाठी झालेली आहे. तर या माध्यमातून आम्ही गव्हर्नमेंटच्या ज्या वेगवेगळ्या योजना आहेत त्या MSMEsपर्यंत पोहोचवण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो. तसंच त्यांच्या ज्या काही अडचणी असतील त्या सोडवण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो. आमची जिल्हा उद्योग मित्र समिती आहे, त्याच्यामार्फत कलेक्टर सरांना अध्यक्ष असतात, त्यांच्याकडून काही अडचणी असतील उद्योजकांच्या त्या सॉल्व करायचा आम्ही प्रयत्न करत असतो. तर आमचा उद्योग विभाग आहे जो MSMEसाठी काम करतो हा देशातला एक प्रगतिशील विभाग आहे. कारण महिलांसाठी स्वतंत्र उद्योजिका धोरण आणणारं महाराष्ट्र हे पहिलं राज्य आहे देशातलं. त्याच्यानंतर SC ST अनुसूचित जातीमधील उद्योजकांसाठी धोरण आणणारं महाराष्ट्र हे पहिलं राज्य आहे. आणि आता नुकतीच आपण एक्सपोर्ट पॉलिसी पण आणलेली आहे. मला वाटतं एक्सपोर्ट पॉलिसी आणणारही हे भारतातलं पहिलंच राज्य असावं. आणि आजची जी आपली थीम आहे लोकल टू ग्लोबल, ह्याला पूरक अशी ती पॉलिसी आहे. योगायोगाने आता डिसेंबरमध्येच ती पॉलिसी जाहीर झालेली आहे. त्याची फलनिष्पत्ती आपल्याला काही कालावधीत दिसेलच. परंतु ह्या पॉलिसीमुळं जे छोटे उद्योग आहेत MSMEs आहेत यांना एक्सपोर्ट करण्यासाठी चालना मिळावी याच्यासाठी विशेष इन्सेंटिव्ह प्रोत्साहन आपण ऑफर केलेली आहेत. आमच्या विभागाचे 2 फ्लॅगशिप प्रोग्राम आहेत रोजगार निर्मितीच्या बाबतीत. त्यातला जो पहिला आहे तो चीफ मिनिस्टर एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन प्रोग्राम आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये पण सांगायला आनंद होईल की मागचे सलग 3 वर्ष पालघर जिल्हा हा कोकण विभागामध्ये प्रथम स्थानी आहे, हायेस्ट अचिव्हमेंट करणारा जिल्हा आहे. याच्यामध्ये जे सुशिक्षित बेरोजगार आहेत किंवा ग्रॅज्युएट पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएट स्टुडंट्स आहेत, बिझनेस करणारे एज्युकेशन घेणारे मुलं आहेत, त्यांना आपण बँकांच्या सहकार्याने फायनान्स उपलब्ध करून देतो. जी ही बिझनेस करण्यामधली उद्योग सुरू करण्यामधली सर्वात पहिली पायरी असते. पहिली पायरी लँडची असते आणि दुसरी भांडवलाची असते. हे नवउद्योजक किंवा जे फर्स्ट जनरेशन एंटरप्रिन्युअर्स आहेत ज्यांची कुठलीही औद्योगिक पार्श्वभूमी नाही आहे, त्यांच्या घरात कोणी बिझनेस केलेला नाही आहे, परंतु त्यांना व्यवसाय करायची इच्छा आहे, स्वतःचा उद्योग करायची इच्छा आहे, तर अशा युवकांसाठी आम्ही ही प्रोग्राम सुरू केलेला आहे. आणि मागच्या वर्षी 12,500 नवीन उद्योजकांना आम्ही या स्कीममध्ये लाभ दिलेला आहे. आणि यावर्षी 30,000चं टार्गेट आम्ही ठेवलेलं आहे. पालघर जिल्ह्यासाठी 1000 उद्योगांचं टार्गेट ठेवलेलं आहे. त्यातलं ऑलरेडी 600 उद्योग आपण मंजूर केलेले आहेत या योजनेअंतर्गत. दुसरी आमची योजना आहे जी फ्लॅगशिप योजना आहे ती क्लस्टर डेव्हलपमेंट प्रोग्राम आहे. ज्या MSMEs ऑलरेडी एस्टॅब्लिश झालेल्या आहेत आणि त्यांना अजून टेक्नॉलॉजिकली अपग्रेड करायचं आहे. ज्या काही फॅसिलिटीज आहेत ज्या खूप कॉस्टली आहेत, ज्या इंडिव्हिज्युअल युनिट लेवलला परवडत नाहीत किंवा परवडत असल्या तरी त्याचं कॅपॅसिटी युटिलायझेशन होणार नाही एका युनिटने ती मशिनरी घेतली तर असे ज्या मशिनरीज आहेत ह्या देण्यासाठी गव्हर्नमेंटची जवळपास 70 ते 80% ग्रांट दिली जाते. आणि ह्या गव्हर्नमेंटच्या ग्रांटमधून त्यांना लागणारी कॉमन फॅसिलिटी आहे, लॅबोरेटरी असेल किंवा डिझाईन सेंटर असेल, स्किल सेंटर असेल, असं उभारू शकतात. तर आपल्या जिल्ह्यामध्ये 3 क्लस्टर्स असे आपण स्थापन केलेले आहेत जिल्हा उद्योग केंद्राच्या माध्यमातून. पहिलं क्लस्टर आपण जव्हारला केलेलं आहे, वारली क्लस्टर. त्याच्या माध्यमातून आपण त्यांना वारली पेंटिंग करण्यासाठी जे काही इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर लागतं ते अवेलेबल करून दिलेलं आहे. दुसरं एक अत्याधुनिक प्रकारचं हायटेक क्लस्टर आपण तारापूर मॉड्युलर फर्निचर क्लस्टर म्हणून स्थापन केलेलं आहे. आणि आता एक 8-15 दिवसात त्याचं फंक्शनिंग पण सुरू होईल. ते चांगलं बघण्यासारखं क्लस्टर आहे. त्याच्यानंतर तिसरं आपण क्लस्टर केलेलं आहे चिकू क्लस्टर, जे गोलवर बोर्डी चिकू क्लस्टर आपण ते केलं. तिथंही सर्व मशिनरी आलेली आहे आणि त्याचंही आता जवळपास 1 महिनाभरामध्ये आपण ओपनिंग करू. ह्या क्लस्टर्सच्या माध्यमातून आम्ही एक फोकस पॉईंट बनवण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो की एका क्लस्टरला आम्ही कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये राहिलो तर त्याचे जे मेंबर्स 50-100 घटक आहेत त्या MSMEsपर्यंत आम्हाला पोहोचता येईल. प्रत्येक MSMEकडे जाणं वेळेअभावी किंवा साधनांअभावी शक्य होत नाही. त्यासाठी क्लस्टर्स, औद्योगिक संघटना हे एक आमचे फोकल पॉईंट बनावेत ज्याच्या माध्यमातून आम्ही MSMEsपर्यंत पोहोचू शकतो असा आमचा प्रयत्न आहे. आजच्या थीमला अनुसरून जी आमची पॉलिसी आहे एक्सपोर्ट पॉलिसी त्याच्यामध्ये एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेव्हलपमेंट अशी एक योजना आम्ही जाहीर केलेली आहे. त्याच्यात एका स्पेसिफिक एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड क्षेत्रामध्ये असणारे घटक, त्याच्या बाहेर असणारे घटक अशा दोन्ही प्रकारांना आपण वेगवेगळ्या सवलती देतोय. एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड सेक्टरमध्ये असणाऱ्यांना आपण थोड्या जास्त सवलती देतोय. या सवलतींमध्ये वीज परतावा, SGSTचा परतावा, बँकेवरील व्याजाचा परतावा आणि कॅपिटल सबसिडी अशा वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे इन्सेंटिव्ज आपण त्यांना देत आहोत. तर या सर्व माध्यमातून एकंदरीतच राज्याच्या निर्यातीमध्ये वाढ व्हावी, राज्यातील उत्पादने जगभरात जावी आणि त्यातही पालघर जिल्ह्याचा जो वाटा आहे तो जास्तीत जास्त असावा अशी मी अपेक्षा करतो. आणि या कार्यक्रमासाठी उपस्थित सर्व उद्योजक, नवउद्योजक यांना शुभेच्छा देतो आणि माझे 2 शब्द संपवतो.
ये जान के हमें अत्यंत प्रसन्नता होती है कि पालघर ज़िले की बागडोर ऐसे सशक्त हाथों में है. धन्यवाद सांगले सर अपने विचारों को हमारे साथ बांटने के लिए. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our privilege and honor to have with us our chief guest for today, Mr. Atul C. Kulkarni, ex-CEO of Chowgule Ports and Infrastructure. Mr. Atul C. Kulkarni is an independent consultant specializing in management and strategy consultancy in the infrastructure domain, particularly in the maritime industry. He has extensive experience in advising various domestic and international clients on feasibility studies, project masters, joint ventures, operations, and strategy. Additionally, he holds directorships in several organizations, including Eurasia Special Technologies Private Limited, Varti Agro Private Limited, Yuva Vikas Society. He also serves as the chairman of Amazing Namaste Foundation. He has a diverse background with previous roles in both public and private sectors, including positions at Deloitte, Tomatsu India Private Limited, and the Ministry of Shipping. Outside of his professional endeavors, Mr. Kulkarni is passionate about traveling and music. I now request Sir to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The chairman of the Aldal Group and the members of the trustees, the guest of honor, Uday Sangle, senior academicians, Dr. Suhas Pednekar, Dr. Salunke, other members from the industry, students and friends. At the outset, let me apologize for a little delay and the blame is squarely on me. I somehow did not know that the Virar Palghar or Virar Dahanu train leaves from another platform. So I was waiting for a train, hoping that the train will come, but somehow the train left from the other platform. And then I had to wait there for another 1 year, 1 hour, sorry. I surely will not make you wait for 1 year. Having said that, it's my duty to make up for the delay, and that's my profession because I belong to maritime sector, the logistics sector, which is at the fag end and whose responsibility is to make sure that the deliveries happen on time. And whatever may be the reasons, we as logistics professionals are supposed to ensure on-time delivery, JIT that you all talk about, or rest all, I would say the management fundas that we speak, especially the industrial engineering related aspects. So I will not spend much time on other points. I'll come straight to the theme, which is local to global, or in addition to that, what the Honorable Prime Minister talks about is the vocal for local. Both will go hand in hand, and that is very much essential if we are talking about becoming a $5 trillion economy. And that $5 trillion economy is possible only and only with the strong base that we have, which is of the MSME domain. Today in the country we have close to 6.3 lakh units under MSME classification, and it is expected that that number will touch about 7.5 crores. Okay, so we are looking at almost 20% growth, 25% growth in another 3 to 4 years. That is purely because there is so much activity that is happening at Tier 2 and Tier 3 city. The base of MSME is primarily the Tier 2 and Tier 3 city. That is also the growth engine of our social change and the economic growth that we are seeing across the country. Because this leads to so much of happening around the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities that they turn semi-urban or at a later date urban. So I think all of this is coming together, and you all are actually contributing immensely towards that. Today we have close to 45% share by MSME in our exports. That share in terms of percentage will go down because the other sectors are also expected to grow when we are looking at $5 trillion economy. But the absolute value is probably going to touch $1 trillion. So out of $5 trillion economy that we are talking about, 1 trillion is the share that we are expecting of this MSME domain. Now this MSME fortunately touches every aspect of our industrial segment. Whether it is infrastructure, whether it is hospitality, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is education, whether it is tourism, whether it is food processing, so on and so forth. I need not elaborate these segments to you because you all belong to that domain. What I am going to primarily talk about is how we are seeing this roadmap happening. On one hand, we are looking at infrastructure growth, be it the DFC that will pass closer to you, or whether it is the corridor that is coming up from here all the way up to Alibag, so that the goods will reach JN Port faster, or subject which I would definitely like to say here. I know it's a little bit controversial, but developing another major port, Wadwan, close by. Because the port certainly brings that activity. Ports are the centers where the transfer of goods takes place. Port is not a place where the cargo generation happens. Globally, we are seeing now ports changing their roles and they are becoming the transfer points. So the hinterland is going far behind. In our country, the hinterland for JNPT goes all the way up to Punjab. That is primarily because there is no other port. Few other ports are emerging in our northwest coastline, whether it is Mundra, Hazira, Pipavav, and so on and so forth. With the DFC coming in, we are looking at faster good movement from those regions to these ports. The region around Palghar, which is the second largest industrial belt, as sir mentioned here, will also definitely benefit, because you have at least 2 or 3 nearby ports which can be a specialized port for handling certain particular cargo, whether it is the white goods or whether it is the liquid petroleum products or other products, especially the marine products, because that's one big segment which unfortunately we have not tapped, because we have not ventured into the deep sea ocean fishing. Our fish in the Indian Ocean, or I would say the exclusive economic zone of our country, is dying of age, because we are not able to reach out to them. We are not able to do the fishing there. Our exclusive economic zone is double the size of our landmass, and we have not seen any growth or any, I would say, serious investment in that sector, which I think the government is trying to do, beginning with the offshore wind farms and couple of other initiatives that we are seeing. So this is the landscape that is changing. We are seeing huge infrastructure development. We are seeing unfoldment of the logistics, which is in the form of hub and spoke. The days are over where we had, origin to destination kind of logistics movement. We are now seeing the logistics movement happening in the form of hub and spoke, where the emergence of 3PL, 4PL logistics service providers is fast seen on the horizon. They are asset-light companies. They are run by professionals, and therefore they give a better solution. Today, we are not dependent on few service providers when it comes to logistics. We are seeing many more young professionals coming into the domain. We are offering those services. So we are seeing this on one side. On the other side, as I said, because of this infrastructure growth, the availability of raw material and market accessibility has improved tremendously. I spend a lot of time in the northeast part of our country, which otherwise is little, I would say, unconnected and not so well, entrenched in terms of industrialization and other things. But today, northeast of India is the highest year-on-year growth when it comes to e-commerce. So today, the fact is that there are new centers of economic activity that are emerging. And that, I think, is what we have to look at. We have to forget that, okay, whether I am close to the market or whether I am away from the market. Probably for the market which is little away from us, there can be a different approach. There can be a different strategy. Also, the fact that today the Indian consumer has changed its taste. Today, Indian consumer has started paying for the service that we give them. They have started paying for the value of the goods that we are giving them. We never thought that some of these products which are launched in our economy would probably do so well, and not even the manufacturers thought. None of us wanted iPhone, right? None of us wanted, but it created a disruptive situation scenario in the market that today everyone is talking about iPhone. The digital penetration, the Jan Dhan Yojana creating financial literacy and also inclusion of people like you in the formal financial segment is also a reason for improved industrial activity across the country. Having said that, I am conscious of the fact that out of that 6.3 crore units that we have, only 2.5 crore units have leveraged and have access to the formal financial institutions. So only 2.5 crore people have taken loans from the formal financial institutions of the country. So imagine the potential that is still there to unfold. We have money. I think today nobody in this country would say that there is no money. But yes, at the same time, I know some of you would say, but हमें तो पैसा नहीं मिलता है. इनके पास जाते चक्रा लगाते हैं, पेपर देना पड़ता है, फिर भी नहीं पैसा मिलता है. But I think things are changing. Whether it is Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana or whether it is few other initiatives, where definitely things have improved. The processes have become simplified. I think the whole focus that ease of doing business and ease of living is the cornerstone of any initiative that today the government is taking. I am not getting into which political party it is. Today, I think we have come out of that stage where who comes to power is immaterial to us, to the community. Each one of us is going to demand from whichever political party, whichever people sit in that seat, what we want. Because we are also becoming demanding. And there's nothing wrong because we are an aspirational society. The demographic dividend makes us an aspirational society and thereby demanding society. Today, I know some of us especially on the Western Railway, had initially said that no, ये AC local आएगा तो हमारे 2 local कम हो जाते हैं, फिर हम लोगों को problem हो जाएगी. But वही लोग हैं, मैं देख रहा हूँ कि वही लोग AC local में बैठ के जा रहे हैं, तो their productivity has improved. So all these things, and these are the sectors which are opening up big time. Today we are constrained and we are not able to see the growth at the pace or the speed at which we want it to happen in our own lifetime, simply because the capacities are limited. The capacities are limited across the sector. Today we are not able to produce as many metro cars as much as we want, because probably today we are already world's largest metro network, and we are talking about another 20 cities having metro network, because the government has taken a decision that any city which has got more than 10 lakh population will have a metro service in that city. Now imagine how many metro cars we need. When we have so many metro cars required, all of you are going to support by way of either providing the fans, the other components that are required, and all of this is what the government is looking at. We all know the success story of Mangalyaan and Chandrayaan, how it happened, how many numbers of people who were involved, how many small and medium scale industries were part of that success story, whether it is from Rajkot or from Pithampur or from Jalgaon or from Nasik or so many places. None of us thought probably this could be my sector. None of us thought probably this could be my area. I ventured into defense when the government opened and said we would like to see the Indian entrepreneurs make in India, defense indigenization, etc. And I'm telling you, we ventured into the domain which we thought is very simple and easy for us, because we do not have the background in defense, neither our children are going to continue in this. So we picked up a very simple domain, and we said we will start supplying spares and components for the main engine of MiG-29 and Su-30 aircrafts. It's RD-33 name of the engine. It's a monopoly of the Russian manufacturers. But there are many components and spares which are required to be replaced after certain number of hours of flying. And there is no testing whether the items are fit enough to continue. The moment you hit that number of flying hours, the components are replaced. And these are small springs, nuts, valves, etc., etc. And we know that how many of them are required every year, because there is a Government of India guideline, there's so many number of aircraft, those will go under repairs every year, and then you can do the back calculation and you know how much you need. And we successfully managed it. It took us some time, as I said, like you all people, we also went through that challenge, that it took us almost 2 years to knock the doors at Hindustan Aeronautics and Indian Navy and convince them that yes, Indians can do it. But today, thankfully, touch wood, we are doing well. And I think this is the success story that each one of you has got. Each one of you has got. And the youngsters are demonstrating it across the country. So I think this is where we have to focus, that we have to look at something which is not done before. The mantra is innovation. Gone are the days that, okay, there is a successful entrepreneur, there is a demand in the market, let me copy, let me work with him for a few years, उसको थोड़ा कॉपी कर लेते हैं, अपना प्लांट लगा देते हैं, उसी के कस्टमर को अपने यहाँ अट्रैक्ट कर देते हैं, गिविंग 5%, 10% डिस्काउंट. I think days are over. That's not going to happen. That is not the future. As Dennis Whitley in his book Empires of Mind has said, what worked yesterday will not work today. And definitely it's not going to work tomorrow. Yesterday, if the shareholders were at the top, today customer has become the king. Yesterday, if seniority was the only thing to get the promotions, today creativity has become the cornerstone. So what worked yesterday is definitely not going to work today, and definitely forget about it when it comes to tomorrow, because the entire dynamics is changing. We have seen what happened during the COVID. None of us expected, but it is only the strength of you MSME people which sailed us through this journey, or I would say through this turmoil, when the entire globe collapsed, when the whole world collapsed, we did not. The resilience that the MSME sector has, the agility the MSME sector possesses. It was very interesting to see that the same panwala who was, giving us the pans started selling the mask and suddenly changed his business model. Today his business model is totally different. I mean, that's the entrepreneurship that we all have within our genes. I always challenge people, my friends, when I go overseas and they keep telling me that India is an agrarian economy. Hang on, this is not an agrarian economy. We were never agrarians. We were forced to become agrarian because you wanted raw material from us. Otherwise, we were the traders all the time. And we take pride in that. And that is why go to any part of the country, you will find all these skill sets available. Whether it is tribal community, whether it is urban community, everywhere you will find people with skills. And those skills which are required even today. So that is our strength, and I think that is what we demonstrated during COVID. So many of us have gone through the transformation in our business model. The way we are doing business today. UPI again is a classic example. I mean who's using the digital payments today? Nobody thought that it will be like this. And the fact that we are able to create that kind of a robust mechanism is even a greater, I would say, testimony of our credibility, our ability to think big. So while it is very good that the title of this your annual event is Laghu in that sense, but I think we that's only the I would say representative. We have to think big. Because today the market is so big that you cannot remain small. Even if you wish, you cannot remain small. If you try to remain small, I think you will be out from the market. Because the demand itself is so big. Anything that we start here, we have to think big. We will have to look at the ability to scale it up, ability to grow. If that is not there, I think MSME sector will also face this challenge that some new product that will come, and that product itself will replace us. It's not necessary that some competition will come and replace us. The product itself will come. New product itself will be introduced in the market, and that we will be out. So I think this is where we are looking at the future for us. I am definitely gung-ho about the future because the world is looking at us. Everywhere we are seeing that the production cost is going up, while we are able to keep our production cost less. Reverse migration is happening, therefore new concepts are also being introduced in our country. So I think all in all, the challenge is in identifying the opportunity. There is no dearth of opportunities. There is no dearth of options for us. The question is, are we able to spot that opportunity? When I was talking to a lot of engineers when the Atal Amrut scheme was launched, then some of these engineers said, there is nothing in it for us. I said, come on, how do you say there is nothing in it for? No, it's a medical scheme providing a whole lot of medical facilities to people across difficult terrains, etc. I said, this is where lies the opportunity for engineers. We are looking at medical services using drones. We are looking at providing those life-saving drugs to people in the difficult terrains. How is that going to happen? How is that logistics going to happen? We have so much of agri-produce which is going waste today. Almost 30% of countries' agri-produce goes waste. Why? Because we do not have the refrigerated cargo carrying supply chain. Whether it is at the farm place to final destination. We do not have. 30% of our agri-produce goes west. Isn't this an opportunity for an engineer? I think there lies the challenge. Where do we and how do we spot the opportunity for us? I think that's the reason why we see so many unicorns now in this country. That's the reason why we see Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, etc. becoming the hubs for startups. The startup ecosystem is also developing. It is also improving significantly. So these are the areas where I think MSME will grow. There are enough success stories that you all know probably much better than me. But my whole idea is, and take away from such workshops and seminars is that look at how people are doing things differently. And each one of us is doing it differently. And that's the differentiator. While the Western world, which follows the, I would say, a scripted process and methodology in most of the aspects, somewhere it is good, somewhere it is bad. But I think when it comes to doing business, when it comes to MSME sector, the fact that each one of us has a different business model and we add our own flavor to that makes it more interesting and makes it more successful. I wish you all a great success going forward, taking the advantage of the entire ecosystem that is developing, more and more participation of MSME. Government has also opened up that GEM portal, which makes all of us participate in that process. More and more, I would say, products will be reserved for MSMEs, whether it is the government e-market portal or defense sector or even railways, which again is going to see a huge transformation. All of that is going to create opportunities for us. I wish you all a big swapna through this LAGHUSWAPNA initiative. And once again, thank you all for your patient listening.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. It was indeed a pleasure listening to you. I now request the dignitaries to kindly occupy their seats amongst the audience. We now move towards the most awaited segment of today's program, the panel discussion. The topic for today's panel discussion is Local to Global Strategies for MSMEs. Allow me to introduce our esteemed panelists to the gathering. Our moderator for today is Mr. Ashish Patankar, Managing Director of Wire Rings. Mr. Ashish Patankar is a distinguished entrepreneur and the visionary owner of Wire Rings, a pioneering business in the manufacturing sector. With over 3 decades of industry experience, Mr. Patankar has steered Wire Rings to the forefront of the bearing industry landscape in India. His relentless pursuit of excellence and innovation has positioned Wire Rings as a trusted supplier of snap rings, essential components for bearing assemblies, catering to the diverse needs of clients across the nation. I would now request our treasurer, Mrs. Elaine D'Souza Botelho, to welcome and honor our moderator for today. I request Mr. Ashish sir to kindly come in front. Sir, kindly wait. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. As the theme of LAGHUSWAPNA 2024 is Local to Global Strategies for MSMEs, We have four distinguished and experienced personalities with us who will share their views on the topic. Our first panel member is Mr. Raghavendra Rao. Mr. Raghavendra Rao is the Deputy General Manager of Karnataka Bank, leading its Mumbai region, which is the second largest region of the bank. With a background of BSc and MA in English, he joined the bank in 1997 and has since garnered expertise in various fields. Throughout his career, he has held key positions such as branch manager and regional head, showcasing adeptness in operations and administration. Mr. Rao has represented the bank at seminars and conferences globally, earning membership in the bank's Managing Directors Club 5 times. I would now request member of the trust, Mr. Aldrich D'Souza, to come and do the honors. I request Raghavendra sir to kindly come in front. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Aldrich, sir. Our second panel member is Mr. S.L. Sharma, Managing Director of BIC Chemicals and Packaging Private Limited. Mr. Sharma is a chemical engineer who graduated from BITS Pilani. He worked for Aditya Birla Group for 5 years before joining Gopalan and Rasayan in MIDC Tarapur as a GM. In 1996, he started his own factory which manufactures chemicals and packaging units. His company exports to around 20 countries and has been recognized as one of the top 100 MSME companies by India's SME Forum. He is actively involved in the Lions Club of Tarapur and TEMA. I would now request our Deputy Campus Director and Principal of St. John Institute of Pharmacy and Research, Dr. Savita Tauro, to do the honors. I would request Sir to kindly come in front.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Our third panel member is Mr. Mihir Shah. Mr. Mihir Shah is a consultant, advisor and trainer in international business, offering consultancy and advisory services in foreign trade policy, GST, FEMA, RBI, customs and other allied subjects related to export and import business. Mr. Shah has annually conducted over 100 plus training sessions with over 4,500 plus participants on various topics related to export and import trade. Mr. Mihir Shah is a seasoned professional with a wealth of knowledge and experience in international business, offering invaluable insights and guidance to clients and organizations alike. I now invite our principal, Dr. G.V. Mulgun, to do the honor.
I request Sir to come in front, please.
Thank you, sir. Our fourth panel member is Mr. Mohit Sodani. Mr. Mohit Sodani has 15 years of experience in delivering sustainable revenue and profits. Mr. Sodani also has experience in international business development, establishing distribution networks and marketing strategies. Mr. Sodani has experience in developing customized marketing strategies suiting varied cultures, trade segments and categories for accelerating business growth, with the ability to manage people on business negotiation. Their specialties include international marketing, channel management, strategic planning, sales and marketing, export marketing, business development, and team management. I'll now invite our director, Dr. S. Kumar Perumal, to do the honor.
I would request Sodani sir to kindly come in front. Thank you, sir. I now request all the panelists to proceed towards the stage for the panel discussion. The time limit for the discussion will be 50 minutes, followed by a 10-minute question and answer session. Yes, sir.
A very, very good afternoon to all of you. They say a wise man speaks because he has something to say, and a fool speaks because he has to say something. So I leave that choice to you, what I'm going to talk. Firstly, it's an honor to be a part of such an august gathering. Fellow businessmen, academicians, entrepreneurs, and mainly students. As each one of us plays a very vital role in shaping the landscape for the coming future. As success, as discussed, is not only belongs to the bottom line, but it depends upon what you do for your community, the relationships you build for your people, and above all, the values you hold in your business. In today's highly evolving business and technologies, we have seen a lot of products going obsolete. Film cameras, fax machines, right? So if we do not embrace change, if we are not adaptable, if we are not agile, as the chairman sir says, we are going to perish. The resilience should be the most important thing that we should have. So before saying much ado, I would like to say we are in Palghar. Atul sir has very nicely spoken about Palghar. There was a government scheme introduced called ODOP, One District, One Product, in 2018. In that ODOP, Palghar was classified for 3 products: Warli paintings, fisheries, and chiku. And I think Sangle sir has already said that 2 of the projects government has already started. So now, coming to the plateau part, that government has already given us the industrial MIDCs for Palghar and Boisar, one of the second most largest industrial townships over here. MSMEs are the major force contributing to the shape, the development of the state. Now I would straight away go and open the forum for discussion to our empowered panelists. Thank you very much. Sharma Sahab, you are the senior most and I would like to start with seniority. So please आपकी एक short में story बताइए आपने कैसे शुरुआत करी और आप you are exporting to more than 20 countries, which is a very big thing. You started from packaging and backward integration. So please just let us start with your story, please. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, thank you very much, Ashish ji, for starting this discussion. To start about my export journey, first order I just got by chance. Actually, somebody from Mauritius, they wanted sulfuric acid packed in small packing. And no big industry was ready to pack in small size because it is hazardous chemical. So they said take in ISO tank. But then somebody suggested my name and the order came to me. Then that was the first order which I executed. I took it as a challenge and executed that order. Then, slowly in 1 month, one container like that, it used to come. Then I went to Chemical Export Council, Promotion Council, Chemexil. They have a very good library and a lot of parties, lot of fax, because that time there was no email system in 96, 97. So we had to manage with the fax machine. And we started with that. Then I used to go monthly to Chemexil office library and got some parties' names, etc. And I used to write to them, fax them my brochure. Then slowly orders started coming. And I think by 2007, we were able to steadily increase our exports. But as the volume increases, you become lax. And that time, packaging industry also in its nascent stage. So I was not able to get packing material in time. I had to coordinate with the shipping line because their cutoff is there. So we had to manage, we had to buy packing material from somewhere and then do this. So what I did is, also that time one more incident happened. In one of my containers leaked in Dubai because of poor packing, which I used to buy from other parties. So seeing these 2-3 constraints, we decided that we should manufacture our own packing material. So we took a big decision and went for backward integration, and we started our own drums and jerry cans, because that stabilized our quality as well as we were able to get in time what we wanted. So that way our exports definitely got a big jump, and we managed to get many orders. Then customers changed their preference. They used to take in 40 kg, 50 kg. Now they suddenly started demanding in 200, 250 kg, 280 kg big drums. So again, we had to change our strategy. So I had to, put a plant for drum manufacturing. Previously I used to manufacture small. So started drum manufacturing, and that again gave me more wide coverage of customers. Another thing that happened was in 2012 my son also came into it. So in business 1 + 1 is not always 2. Sometimes it becomes 11. So that is what happened. If you get a good person with you in your team, then it multiplies. And this is what happened. So after that, it has been a steady, good thing. And we have been able to develop another market also. And new faces bring new things. Just as we were talking about Corona, during Corona, we were exporting chemicals. But my son got an order to deliver masks, 50 lakhs masks in Corona. So just before Government of India banned exporting masks, we had to execute that order also. So it comes.
Amazing. That's really wonderful. एक और एक 11 हो गए. इसलिए मालूम पड़ा चेयरमैन साहब ने चारों को पूरे फैमिली मेंबर को अभी आप गिन लीजिए कितने हो गए. इसलिए आपको आज दिख रहा है ऑल्डर ट्रस्ट कहाँ पे है. Now we'll straight away go to Mohit, the youngest. Mohit, you've been heading international business at Jyoti Labs since 15 years, I believe. Yeah. So how do you propose marketing, international marketing for MSMEs? Let's not talk about the big industries.
So let me start off here that first thing, when we say as compared to big organizations, I believe MSMEs, specifically for international business, have a better edge, in fact. Because when you come to international business, first thing you have to do is, or exports, the first thing you have to do is to unlearn whatever you have learned in India, which is the biggest, toughest part for all large organizations, believe me. So I think already MSMEs have an edge if you are looking outside. So because you require agility, changing as per the requirements of customers, how Sharma ji actually mentioned, this is a live example. Since they were able to adapt themselves of the requirements of international customers, so this is by default a edge. Starting off from here, the next thing I want to put is, honestly, if you look at the facts, there are 195 nations in this globe. 104 countries have a population of 10 million and below. 10 million and below.
Wow.
So just look at this. So basically there are countries which are smaller than Bombay and most probably equal to Palghar maybe in population. Yes. So if any of you is capable of competing here, forget India, I'm saying within Maharashtra, you should be right now thinking of exporting outside. That's the first thing we should be thinking. Because you guys are already competitive.
Yeah, the word, I forgot to mention, the word coined for local to global is glocalization. You manufacture locally, but you sell globally. So that's what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. So these are two just trivia facts that I was speaking about. Over and above, the major thing that has been noticed, there has been a complete change outside. When I speak to a lot of our partners outside, there has been a complete change on how India as a nation has been visualized and even as a market. So if you see, people now are talking about China plus one. What is that? This is our advantage. This is our time. In fact, I wouldn't say it's India's, it's not India's decade, I would say. It's India's century. So with that, I would say, we are, it's no longer about if we can. We just have to. That's the only thing I would say here.
No. I just read the news online. I don't know how far it's true. Because everybody from China, they're exporting to Mexico and then Mexico into US because US has got 25% tariff from China. Yesterday, Trump has just tweeted that he is going to have 100% tariff even if the companies are Chinese in Mexico. So that China plus one India has really a big advantage for MSMEs.
No, completely agree. Very rightly said, Ashish. In fact, to add to these points, how the government is supporting us. What is this exact Gati Shakti program? This exactly, in fact, sir, you would in fact adhere out. This is basically, some of, I have been pitching in some of, the large chains, whether it's Walmart, Rusta. When we went with our products, we found being outcompeted with the Chinese, competition. The main reason is not the raw material cost. It is actually the logistic cost, which comes down to 14% of our costs. With the whole Gati Shakti initiative, we are trying to reduce that logistics cost and bring it down to 8 to 9%. This is exactly the game changer. All these double freight height, containers, this is where we'll be differentiating even in cost. Over and above still the branding impact that China plus one or India as a market has. So all these are confluence which will open us up without any doubts. So we should be looking at it and it is bound to happen. The only thing is let us not let go of this opportunity. So again, it's not about, don't think of us as MSME. In fact, also the next thing, just I wanted to point out, no longer it's about MSME. I would love to see some of our MSMEs become global players. In fact, we just need to catch 2 or 3 categories and be huge in them. The whole balance of payment structure will change. Look at us, what has happened in oil. We are now the biggest exporters of oil. Why? Because we have the scale. It's all boils down to scale, believe me.
Is as Kulkarni Saab just says, just economies of scale.
Exactly.
Absolutely. To my left, Mr. Mihir Shah, he likes to call himself advisor. He told not a consultant. So I like that word, advisor. So Mihir ji, how does government help in MSME in their exports? So, or DGFT. Can you just throw some light on that, please?
Sure. Okay, before I just come to the answer, let me just make a feel-good factor. Atul sir, even I missed the train and I also had to wait for 1 hour. Probably it is just the consultant connection, nothing else in the entire thing. So
No, I would say India is the greatest leveler.
So,
Okay?
so
The chairman of Aldel Trust also travels on a 720 train, and Chogle Industries MD also travels in the same train. So India is the greatest leveler.
So just a feel-good factor that it's not only you, and even I found it better that I was not the only one. So thank you so much. Coming back to, sir, your question is what kind of benefits and what kind of, so-called incentives which are given. Let me just quickly, before I go to that exact answer, since many of senior people are here, let's go back to the fact is, how many years of Indian independence?
70
Anybody?
plus.
77, we are almost on 77th. 76 completed, 77th. How many governments in the center, approximately? Number of 15, 20, we may have 5 years. 18. Okay. How many commerce ministers? At least 18, if not, if everybody has served the entire term, maybe more, let's say 36, 50. Friends, tell me from your memory, has any government, any minister, any department, anybody said export band kar do? The only standard continuous from 1947 till 2024 and beyond will be export should be promoted.
True that.
And everything towards that is being done. So would you not want to become a part of an industry which is always promoted, which is always given something? Today, Chief Guest mentioned, sir, there are some schemes which are going to come. You mentioned that out of 3 proposals, 2 are accepted. But I'm saying from 1947, export को तो promote ही किया जा रहा है. और आगे भी किया जाएगा. And it is still going on. We have various incentive options. It is the exporters need to know about it. I assume a lot of manufacturers are here. Sir mentioned about his raw material problem. Let me solve that problem for you that today, as you said about buying locally, you had challenges. Forget local. Buy from anywhere in the world. And with the moment I say, when you say anywhere in the world, I'm sure your brains have started thinking about duties and taxes. Export schemes allow you waiver of those duties and taxes. So you will have cost equivalent, no duty payment, nothing is required. Bring it from wherever you want, whether you want to bring machineries from China or from Germany or from Japan, bring raw materials from anywhere, manufacture and export. We will allow you duty-free realizations of those raw materials. The duty-free import of machineries is possible. So the idea is very simple. Make your export most competitive. Incentives or benefits are available to you. Government has various schemes and options. In fact, I believe, sir, DIC will tell you, and DIC has marketing-related export service benefits. Mohit will probably add that unless you market in exports, in marketing, nothing is going to happen. Nobody is going to come to your doorstep and say, okay, ye order le lo. As Sharma ji mentioned, luckily mere ko ek order mila tha. Luck will not favor every time. So you will have to market. And if you want to market, we have market development assistance marketing team. You participate in an exhibition and about 50% of your stall charges, 1 person's airfare will be reimbursed to you. In fact, the beautiful part of you being a Laghu or an MSME is you have schemes from the Ministry of Commerce, you have schemes from the state government, you have schemes from the MSME ministry as well. 3 different options. And when you combine and club it together, you have exactly what he said, not 1 plus 1, but 11 options. So we have multiple things. Lastly, one of the bigger challenges as an exporter or as an industry would be that ये incentives लेने के लिए बहुत paper और बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़ेंगे, right? So let me honestly tell you, things have moved much faster and better than what you have imagined. Whether it is a blessing in disguise of COVID or whether it is the intention of the government, 95%, I am not exaggerating, I understand what I'm saying, 95% of the schemes, process and procedures are 100% online at a click of a button without you moving. So whether you are sitting in Palghar or whether I am at Mumbai, it doesn't matter. You will be able to get the same incentives, benefits and services. It is available. You need not, and the reason why I was speaking to Ashish Bhai and Ashish Bhai said, I said, don't call me consultant, it's an advisor, because you do not need people to, handhold. We don't need people to, or consultants or an agents to help you out. Yes, you may need advisor to give you an idea and guidance. You need support system. You need hand-holding. But all of this can be done by you at a click of a button sitting in your office. And once that structure is set for you, I think the world is a potential aspect. Today, few days back, we've received the numbers for the February exports. And it is the highest ever export on month-on basis. It is 11%, 12% growth, 11.86, which is done by you, which is done by the exporters, which is done by your industry peers. And trust me, if they can do, you can as well do, because they are not better, they are only probably little well informed, or they have taken that step. LAGHUSWAPNA is that step for you. Please take it forward. Ashish ji, back to you.
मीर जी अमेजिंग, ऐसा लगता है एमएसएमई यार सबको खोलना चाहिए. इतना अगर गवर्नमेंट इतना पैसा दे रही है, बट आई एम फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्री. आई एग्री एमडीए इज गिवन, आई एग्री लॉट ऑफ इंसेंटिव्स आर गिवन. देन आई थिंक आई एम लैगिंग समवेयर और आई नीड अ प्रॉपर एडवाइस. आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, थिंग्स आर नॉट एज रोजी एज दे सीम, बट येस, थिंग्स आर चेंजिंग. Absolutely, I agree to that.
So I'll tell you what, there are two sides of the coin. The problem is, you assume and you have that attitude which is called as chalta hai. That chalta hai will not work now, because very simple, because we have said that it's going to become online and digital.
Right.
Now you have no choice but to do it before the last date, because system hai saab, system mein date change nahi hota hai. So now that is the limitation. But the advantage is, you can do it at your office, you can do it when you are in the flight, you can do it at the airport, you can do it at Palghar, wherever you want. Second, earlier you did not know about it. Now you have websites, you have YouTube videos, you have FAQs, you have events like this, and you have information which is available again at a click of a button.
Yeah, I agree to that. In fact, Sangle Sam was just asking me, तुम्ही काय इन्सेंटिव्ह घेतलंय की नाही? मला नाही साहेब, कधी घेतलेलं नाही, कारण माहीतच नाही आहे. So yes, things are changing and hopefully things will change. Let me come to Mr. Rao, the DGM of Karnataka Bank. Sir, what are the financial tools available for MSME suppliers? Can you just guide us, please?
Yeah. First of all, I thank Aldal management for giving me this opportunity. Coming to the question of Mr. Ashish, banks are considered to be the backbone of any country's economy, and of course MSMEs are the backbone of any industry's economy. Any large industries, we want MSMEs. As such, for this journey, either these MSMEs, either they want to expand in India or to expand their business abroad, to go international, they need financial assistance. For this, first and foremost are the banks. So banks in India, public sector or private sector banks or even cooperative banks, are all helping MSMEs in various forms. Like we have many facilities like pre-shipment credit, packing credit, post-shipment credit, letter of credit, suppliers credit and buyers credit. So all these are the working capital limits for their expansion or export business. So these banks, I know you all know that we have any export requirement, we go to a bank. Apart from that, I would like to say that there is Exim Bank. You know that Exim Bank is there. Exim Bank is a direct lender to the exporter directly at very, very cheaper rates. So apart from Exim Bank, they have started another financial service subsidiary, sir. So Exim Finser. Exim Finser is a subsidiary of Exim Bank. apart from financing, they are giving some value-added services also, like covering your non-payment of receivables and management of your receivables and finance against those receivables. And the third one is, we all know that we are very familiar with even post offices. Dak Niryat Kendras are there. So this is very, in Maharashtra, there are 298 Dak Niryat Kendras. 290 is post offices which are ready to export your goods. I think nobody have dreamt that. Nobody has tried. So simply you have to upload your invoice in their portal and put the material to them, and they will deliver, they will export your goods. And there are other support system, like RBI has several schemes like gold card holders, they will define as a exporter as a gold card holder. It is just like your normal CIBIL. Export receivables, if you pay on time, then some incentives will be given to you. So like that. And interest equalization scheme and all, 2%, 3% subsidy on the interest. Many schemes are available. So we are ready to finance for exporters. And as Kulkarni sir said, 6.3 crores of MSME registrations and only 2.5 are accessible for a finance means there is huge opportunity for us. So let us thank Kulkarni sir for opening up our eyes that there is huge opportunity for banks also to lend to this particular sector.
Sir, I agree. Kulkarni Sahab has given great figures, but
Yes.
they are all new startup MSMEs. So when a new startup MSME goes to a bank, the first thing you're going to ask, "Bhai, collateral kya doge aap?"
No, absolutely, sir. This problem is there for a long time. For that, central government or state governments have many schemes, collateral-free loans. You know that CGT MSC is one of the best schemes which we have. There, earlier we used to lend up to 2 crores. Now the limit has been increased to 5 crores. For a startup, 5 crores is a very big amount for them to start. So like that, we have many others. DIC sponsored schemes are also there. State and central government sponsored schemes are also there, where we are not insisting for collaterals. So all these financial programs will definitely give them boost for their expansion.
Great. So sounds good. Let's meet up, sir, after the talk. Mohit ji,
You are welcome.
please guide about branding globally. How can MSMEs, if I want to sell my product, how do I brand it? How do I sell, as you said, I have to look at the country, or how do I brand it to sell it?
So, for each and every business profile, how we are looking at the best way, see, branding will be first, let us identify which market we should go to. The best way is, first is identify which market. Otherwise, as you mentioned, 194 countries, where do I go? So the first question to us is, where do we go? The best way to do is get some data. There is very easily data available. खुद का आपका HS कोड निकालिए, चेक करिए बाकी दुनिया किधर जा रही है. Just follow them. First thing is that. Post that, the best is trade exhibitions. Because mostly I believe we are talking about B2B over here. तो सबसे बेस्ट तरीका है हर एक का trade exhibitions. Trade exhibitions are the best way to attract new clients because you have a, प्यासा कुएं के पास आ रहा है. So that's the best way to go forward, which should never be ignored. So that's a good starting step for for starters. Post that, once you are in the market, after service, having direct connect with the consumers, visits in the market, all these play a very important part, which should not be ignored. In fact, as Mihir ji mentioned, government sponsors a lot in these trade exhibitions. We should make sure not only to get customers, but to make ourselves present there in India pavilions, everywhere. That makes, and lots of people ourselves are doing it. So that's a big and best first baby step to start with.
Okay. शर्मा जी, क्या लगता है आपको केमिकल इंडस्ट्री का आगे भी स्कोप है?
बहुत स्कोप है. एंड यू सी There was a time when chemical industry used to be the criteria for the development of India or any nation. And our chemical industry is only about 5 to 6% of our GDP. So there is lot of scope. See, Indian chemical industry is sixth in the world in production wise, but we are hardly exporting 4 or 5%. So lot of scope is there because we already have consumption in India that does not bar us to export. So we have to see the export market. See, we are sixth largest exporter of chemicals. So that actually gives us further chance that we can export, and opportunities always come. You see, like this, even Ukrainian war, Russian crude has come and we have exported. So that is a part of chemical only. So a lot of opportunities are there in chemical, definitely.
Whenever we think of chemical or paint industry, we are scared of the explosions. And Boisar has been in news since pretty long.
You see, Boisar used to be, but not now. See, last 5 years, lot of water has flown
Under the bridge.
and lot of progress has been done on safety side. See, we have one safety officers institute who is training and giving certification in Tarapur, and they have, in last 10 years, they have trained 600 safety officers. So, all industries are employing safety officers, and now there are only very few accidents, or rather negligible, in such a densely chemical industrial area. Plus, what happens, see, a new unit employees are not trained, or take some experience, take some time to train your employees. So that way, industry has become safety conscious, definitely.
Thank you. Mirji, how do you think we come to know about the government's various incentives? Can you throw us some light?
Sure.
Please?
So let us look at the picture. Mohit has obviously given a big number of 200 or under 200 countries, and obviously it's very challenging when you have to deal with 200 odd countries. But good part, as an exporter, you typically have to deal with 5 agencies. The foreign trade policy is designed by Ministry of Commerce. We have a Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Your goods physically go from customs, so you talk to the customs. Both of them have an online platform. Everything happens through that. So basically, आपको कहीं जाना नहीं है. DGFT, you have dgft.gov.in. That's the best point. Customs has an IceGate platform, so both of them have a platform. Obviously, you are doing all of this for money, which means you have to bring in payment. So RBI and FEMA regulation comes in picture. Just like you are selling goods in domestic, it is a sale, so GST will come in picture. And we all know GST has been designed completely online. So again, and last but not least, a specific law related to your product. So sir deals in chemicals, he has cargo problem. If you're dealing with agro, you will have FSI license. Or he deals with pharma, so he has to go to all the FDA regulations. So there's the local law. Typically about a 5 agency which you have to deal with. And as I again say, 95% of these informations are available online, sir. The notifications, the procedures, the processes are very much in sync with what you are doing today. Most of these government agencies now also are actively on social media. So whether you are on the Twitter or the X or on the YouTube, most of the agencies offer you step-by-step FAQs and guidance on what need to do. Lastly, the government of India, that is the Ministry of Commerce, have, of course, as we said, there's an agenda of export promotion always, have created export promotion councils. Sharma ji mentioned about Chemexil. So there are these category-wise product promotion councils. So for engineering, it is the EPC India. For chemical, it is Chemexil. For agro, it is APEDA. So when you become a member of that council, by virtue of that, you will be on a day-to-day basis made aware of all those incentives. Mohit is probably a member of Pharmexil, and that would help you as an exporter to get all the information at a finger. In fact, I'm sure if you would know, I mean, how many of you know Mohit bhai? Ashish ji, you would know. Go to IceGate website. The banner is running which says Customs official WhatsApp channel.
Yeah, I agree.
So now it is not about you subscribing to something. It is there right on your phone. You have a WhatsApp channel officially by the customs. So if there is a notification happening that the exchange rate is now changed, it will be there on your mobile phone. So that's how easy available of information is now. Only thing is, my humble request is, please spare time as an exporter and read. Mohit will agree that 95% of the time people focus on market and buyer, or market or buyer मिल गया ना, फिर paper work, procedure, documentation हो जाएगा, चलता है attitude. Please do not do that. The management rule of 80-20 will apply, that 20% of the time which you require for the documentation will create your 80% problem. So do not lose the focus on that 20%. That's something which is there.
So in that case, then we will be needing you.
As an advisor, yes.
Rao Saab, how do you suggest we take care of the foreign exchange fluctuations when it comes to our payments? Because honestly, forward trading I have always lost. So I just want to know your view.
Yeah, it's currency fluctuations are always there because it's a risk what we see because businesses or MSME businesses are vulnerable for various risks. It is one of the risks which they have to face. So for that, as far as the banks are concerned, we have some arrangements like forward contract arrangements with the borrowers where they can enter into an agreement with the bank for purchase of certain purchase or sale of certain currency at a future date. And apart from that, there is another currency options also. So here in currency options also they can buy or sell their currency at a future date. But here it is not an obligation. So if they are not in a favorable position, they can exercise it. They can't exercise it. And if they are in a favorable position, they can exercise that option. So these are two measures which banks are allowing.
We can do natural hedging also.
Yeah, hedging.
We are exporting and we are importing also. So you can have a dollar account and natural hedging can also be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
But that hedging is also pretty risky, I believe. Because euro, sometimes it became 90, came down to 80.
That's why I told risk you have to take.
Risk averse.
If I can add, honestly speaking, it is not about risk, it's about discipline. And the discipline is that if you have already factored your profit in your cost, please go to the bank and do a simple forward contract. Kuch mat karo. The problem is, whether it is Ashish bhai, whether it is Mihir or whether it is Sharma ji, profit to kar liya, now fluctuation mein bhi kamana hai. That is where your risk is.
True,
if you plan that you have already factored your profit, don't do anything. That's not your business. The fluctuation will never bother you. Just go to the bank, do a forward contract. They will probably give you premium.
Don't take risk. Just forward hedging.
Not take risk on the fluctuation part because that's not your business. That's the business of the bank. That's the business of the exchange.
You have to include your margin in that risk portion. You have to include in your margin. That's all.
And they will be happy to give you premium. They'll happy to give you premium. I do understand there's a rupee thing coming out, but जब ये आएगा तभी अभी तो हम फिर भी डॉलर में ही एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं foreign currency. So you expect the money is going to come after 3 months. Please go to the bank. They will give you good premium. Lock it at a particular exchange rate and sleep well. There's no problem.
Yeah, that's true. I completely agree. Sleeping well is the most important thing. मोहित जी, 194 कंट्रीज में से मालूम कैसे पड़ेगा मेरा मार्केट कौन सा है? 194 कंट्रीज में से मालूम कैसे पड़ेगा मेरा मार्केट कौन सा है?
Very good and very important question. So the best thing is, I say, always go in a circle of comfort. So the first thing is always by default for all Indian companies, the first markets they should go is the Indian subcontinent. It has to be the Indian subcontinent. Starts with all the SHAH geographies. Then we expand out to where we have our expat population. So by default goes to Middle East, then you go forward to your USA and Europe. But first has to be SARC, because most of their needs are equal to our needs. We have grown together, purchasing power same, so it's mostly that. Though very hard to say, some of the geographies are out of bound, which include Pakistan, so you can exclude that, of course.
Meers, you want to add?
Wanted to just add a very unique strategy, and I think that is the focus of the current government at this point of time, is we are very keen and focused on something called as free trade agreements.
Yes.
Okay. Now, typically, as an exporter, nobody would have really discussed or thought about it because it gives you benefit of duty waiver. Now, that is a good for import. But please look at it as an export strategy, that when your product under the free trade agreement becomes cheaper for your end customer. So when I export this plastic bottle to Australia, where normally the duty is 5%, but because it is under the India-Australia SEPA agreement, the buyer will not pay the duty. Australia becomes my preferred market. We have just signed on 10th of March a new FTA with the European Free Trade Association. India EFTA, which is just signed, that is a European Free Trade Association where Switzerland being one of the key, Norway, Liechtenstein and Ireland. So these 4 countries, which becomes the European Free Trade Agreement, and India, you become a natural better option than the others, because when the importer buys from India under the free trade, he saves money. So probably, Ashishji, the answer to your question is look at the prospective free trade agreements.
Absolutely.
The agreements which are already signed, I'm sorry you are too late. Look and listen to the new agreements being signed.
UK and Italy.
Peru, which is being discussed, UK is being discussed, once upon a time Canada was discussed. So that could be your potential market as well, where you could have a natural advantage. That's something which I want to add.
Completely. I completely agree to that. Completely agree. शर्मा जी, आपको क्या मोटिवेट करता है? अभी 2 और 1 और 11 हो गया. हमको बताइए.
सबसे पहले तो पैसा आ जाता है सेफली. You get your money in export. That is one thing. Second is, you see, foreign buyers, they have a different mindset. If they like you, if you are a genuine exporter, they won't leave you. Even if somebody goes to them with a lower price, they will definitely ask you why he is quoting me lower price. And if you are able to convince him properly, then they will give you the order, or you reduce your price. But the order, they don't change frequently, because there is a risk whether new supplier will give them quality or not. So that is a major factor. Then third and lastly, you see, you get to visit so many countries. And you see, I tell you, my son, 2 months back, he got from Egypt government 7 days free, fully expenses paid trip that you come to Egypt. They invited to many countries, 15-20 countries, delegates, and he went there. So that is a good motivation for young people.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I am throwing this forum open to the guests if you have any questions for us. If anybody. Atul sir, yes. Sir, भीती वाटते तुम्ही प्रश्न विचारला की.
I am not going to ask you a question. I am going to supplement what some of you said. See, things have changed in our, I would say, the bureaucracy. Today, and this is I am saying from my own experience, I was given a task by the government of India to identify on the world map the starved markets, perennially starved markets. Which are those areas where there is a continuous demand and there is nobody who is supplying to them? End of the day, they are our markets. They are our potential markets. So therefore, we have to also look at those areas. And for that, you have something what is called as now the, in the Ministry of External Affairs, a specific secretary is appointed to look at the economic affairs. Okay, while there is a normal bureaucratic or I would say the diplomatic conversation that happens, but a secretary rank official is engaged and is assigned this task to identify such areas. So today it does not matter what is the size of the population, as somebody said in the initially. I work in the geography the country's population is 2 million. 2 million is the population of the country. 64,000 square kilometers is the land mass. But that is strategically located on the east-west corridor when it comes to logistics. Country's 35% GDP comes from only from logistics. Today, all Indian pharma companies and IT companies are harbored there. More than 2,000 IT professionals are posted there while they are working in the entire Europe, EU and CIS countries, but they are headquartered in that country. All the pharma companies have turned that country into their hub because they are 48 or at max 92 hours away from their market. So we have to identify these things and we, as I said, think differently. There is an opportunity because the world is today definitely in need of such services and goods.
Thank you. It's a great information. Chairman, sir, I think you are making an MSME clinic. People go to clinic because they are not well. So you should have an MSME clinic. We should come here every time to solve our problem and for growth. Amazing. Amazing.
We will create a clinic and invite you plus more people as per this belt MSME queries and advice is there, whoever wants advice.
I think this is your vision.
Yeah.
This is your vision.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful.
So, Ashish ji, would just
Please.
like to add to it, Mohit. So one thing, in fact, some things for us also is a learning over here. I don't know if most of us, because we are so busy among the same daily churn. Some of the things that we have got to be with other panel members has been an add-on actually, which can really be explored onto. So definitely the learnings help. Really hats off to this initiative.
No, every time I have crossed this road, either there is new paint, a new building or a new institution. I mean, we as manufacturers cannot even have so many product lines. So much of institutes you have created in just from 2008 onwards. It's commendable. I can only say one thing. I know we've been all talking all rosy things, but we as businessmen over here, they will completely agree to me. Roti, kapda aur makan, we've been listening since 77 years. We industry वालों को अपने को क्या चाहिए? बिजली, पानी और रास्ता, बाकी हम फोड़ लेंगे. बस यही दे दो हमको. We don't want anything. बिजली, पानी और रास्ता दे दो सरकार से, बाकी हम हमारा कर लेंगे. So with this, I end this forum discussion, unless anybody has to say anything. Uday sir?
Yes, sir. Should I ask the audience?
Please, ma'am.
Okay, that was quite an insightful discussion. I now leave the floor open for the audience to ask any question they may have. Our volunteers will come to you with the mics. I would encourage students also, because this is a wonderful opportunity to ask questions.
Vice Chancellor Suhas sir, 5 minutes. Yeah, sure.
Yes, if students have any questions, kindly raise their hands and our volunteer will come to you.
Good evening, sir.
Good
My
evening.
question is, how can MSMEs leverage partnership and collaboration to enhance their global reach?
Well, the most important thing is to collaborate and communicate.
Yes,
Because no achievements can be made in isolation. I sitting in my room or my factory, I cannot achieve anything. So how do you collaborate and communicate? Is contact, as we just said, Kulkarni sir said, select a particular company or an organization anywhere in the world. Think of your passion. That's your ikigai. Look at your ikigai and think about it and continue it. It took me personally 4 years to crack an Italian customer. All I used to do is for 4 years, call him once in 3 months. And at the end of the 4 years, finally he got fed up and says, okay, fine, come here, we'll talk about it. So perseverance, patience, that's the only key.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, any other questions?
Hello, sir.
Hi.
I have a question. Are there specific region or countries that are promising MSMEs to grow global?
Palghar is the best place, my friend.
Any other apart from Palghar?
You are young, world's your oyster. You can set up in New York, London, wherever, but India is the place to be. Don't leave India.
Okay, sure. Thank
You just heard all the dignitaries over here.
Yeah.
India is the place to be. It is India's century, not India's decade.
Thank you so much, sir.
Vada is relatively cheaper.
So let me answer that here, just from our perspective, a live perspective where FTA was as a avenue was added by Mr. Mir. So we were actually evaluating Middle East as a region grew very phenomenally for us in our exports. So we were evaluating of going closer to the market and setting up manufacturing over there. Suddenly this FTA happened. So when we were having a discussion with a local manufacturing party, the first thing they asked us is, why do you want to come over here? We are importing all the raw materials from India. The CEO of the biggest manufacturing company in Middle East asking us, why do you want to come here? And after the FTA 5%, all those doors also, we were completely clear that we don't want to go there. So I hope that answers.
Thank you so much, sir.
Just on a lighter side, probably you want to try looking at renting some place in New York, because very recent tweet said New York ke prices BKC ke prices se
Yes,
better hai.
New York and
So
London.
just probably you want to think about that as well.
बॉम्बे में एक फ्लैट लेने से लंदन वेम्बली में आपको अच्छा फ्लैट मिलेगा.
Correct, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? From students or from industry people, anybody?
Hello, sir. So, good evening. My question to you is, how can company conduct effective marketing research in different countries? Like, how can they adapt the culture of different countries?
Meher.
Okay, so I think there is always a concept or there is always a fact that every company or every organization wants what is called as a dil mange more. I want to start with 100 countries. I want to go global immediately. Okay, so please do not do that. What Mohit mentioned was exactly correct. Start up close. Start with small. Think about a region as your market area, because it will be similar. So whether it is your cultural understanding, whether it is your packaging, whether it is a product, whether it is the color of the packaging, everything will then sync with what you plan. Once you have captured that region, move to the next. Move to Africa, move to Middle East. Because remember, what Europe likes, Australia does not like. What runs in US does not happen the way it is in Africa. So you will have to adapt. But if you start doing it together, I say always, ये सिर्फ Bollywood movie में होता है कि हीरो 2 बाइक पे आता है और पैंट नहीं फटती है. Do not try this in your international business.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, please add.
So, from a B2C perspective, what I would like to add on, completely how Mihir has mentioned. So, always go close. Number one, what sells to Indians? Most probably, we have a huge expat population. Let's even make it more easier. Don't sell to, other nationalities. Sell to Indians outside of India. Unilever has established a specific business unit called Unilever International, just to cross-sell their products which they are selling to each nationalities. So first of all, don't even look at selling to other geographies. We don't know about other nationalities. लेकिन हम Indians के बारे में तो जानते हैं. अपने वालों को ही बेचेंगे. जो बाहर गए पहले उनको बेचते हैं. अपने आप business size बनेगा. फिर like he mentioned, we can think about other nationalities. So this will be a good starting step.
Just to give you an example, I just read, maybe sir must be knowing him personally, Joy Lucas, the jeweler. He went to Dubai. किसको बेचा? Indians को. He created the market there. He separated from his brothers in 2001 And then he entered India again, importing from India in Dubai, selling to Indians in Dubai and the whole of Gulf region. And today he is the largest jeweler. Maybe I'm not comparing it with Tanishq, they are Tatas. But a single, and it's a proprietary company. Can you believe it? So correct me if I'm wrong, he's from Kerala and he did not have, Kerala has got communist government. Still, he made it big, very big.
Adding to that, many asked us whether you have a branch in foreign country. So our theme is we have to become Bharat Ka Karnataka Bank. So we want to expand here only because a lot of potential is available within India. So as a part of that, we are coming to Boisar also. So we are opening a branch in Boisar also. So a lot of things to explore in India, as you have rightly said.
Great. Thank you. Madam,
I think we can take a few more questions, sir.
I'm okay with that. Suhas sir has to leave.
Okay, any more questions or we close the session? Okay, I see a raised handed. Yes.
Good evening, sir. So I have a question that what metrics can companies use to measure the success of local to global strategies, considering the impact of both local and global?
The simple metrics is agility, resilience, and willing to adapt the change. Flatter the organization, better the agility. Willing to adapt to change, you embrace the new technology. Otherwise, you're going to perish. It's very simple. Have a flat structure. The owner or as your chairman, just goes around the college. The owner has to go on the floor. My job on my floor is how to improvise, innovate, or reduce the job of a helper. Automation is the only way forward. If we do not keep up with the latest trends and the technologies, we are going to perish. There is no thumb rule, to be honest with you. All the industry experts here, they are masters in their game. And there is no thumb rule. Everybody is on their own journey. There is no success to happiness. And success is very, very relative. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I hope that answers your question. Okay, any more questions or yes? Sir, Zaid, can you give the mic over?
Harish Bhai.
I do not have question, but I want to put forward some ideas.
Please.
Yeah. The policy and framework for growth, it is written here, correct? Now, Nitin Gadkari or Government of India is building expressway from Delhi to Mumbai with a clear idea that they should, people should reach in 10 hours from Delhi to Mumbai, correct? So now that is done, but from Mumbai to Palghar, have we thought that within, now normal time, traveling time is 2.5 hours, can it be reduced to 1 hour?
Sir, there is a...
1 second. Plus, we should pay more attention to the infrastructure for the industries. If industries grows, then everything will grow. अभी जैसे पालघर में बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्रीज है, बट देर आर नो गुड रूट्स. मैं लगभग 20 साल से यहाँ पे हूँ. 20 साल पहले जो रोड की कंडीशन थी ऑलमोस्ट सेम इज देयर. तो ये सब चीज़ में पॉलिसी मुझे लगता है कि अपने सालंगे सर अपने कैन हेल्प इट आउट. कि मोदी जी का था कि भाई मैं जिसका इनोग्रेशन करता हूँ उसको मैं समर्पित करता हूँ. तो ऐसे ब्यूरोक्रेट्स के कार्यकाल में जो चीज़ शुरू होती है उसका समापन भी वही करे, तो मुझे लगता है कि बहुत फास्ट डेवलपमेंट होएगा.
सर मैंने तो पहले ही बोला, हमको रास्ता, बिजली और पानी दे दो, बाकी हम सब कर लेंगे. आप भी वही बोल रहे हैं. हाँ. लेकिन जो पालघर का रास्ता है, वो जो अभी हाईवे जो बन रहा है बॉम्बे टू दिल्ली, उधर मासवन में एक एग्जिट है, तो आप बोरीवली से पालघर 40 मिनट में आ जाएंगे.
हाँ, तो वही मैं बोलता हूँ कि गति शक्ति मिशन जो है ना, कितने टाइम में हम कर लेते हैं, आप समझे. अभी यहाँ पे समझो रेलवे पर जो ब्रिज बन रहा है पिछले 3-4 साल से बन रहा है, लेकिन वो जल्दी बनना चाहिए। तो वी शुड आस्क द गवर्नमेंट, हम लोग सोशल मीडिया पे ये सब करें, गवर्नमेंट से डिमांड करें, क्योंकि आज के दिन में व्हाट वी आस्क फॉर इट गवर्नमेंट देगी। माँ हम नहीं मांगते तो माँ भी परोसती नहीं है। तो ऑन सोशल मीडिया ऑल दिस शुड बी थिंग्स शुड बी डन, लोग गवर्नमेंट से मांगनी चाहिए जो जल्दी कर दे। दूसरी एक बात थी मुझे कि अभी थोड़े टाइम पहले यहाँ पे वाधवान पोर्ट का कुछ गवर्नमेंट इज प्लानिंग टू डू दिस, तो उसके सामने विरोध हो गया कि भाई 10, 25, 50, 100 माछीमार है, 200 माछीमार है, 500 माछीमार है, उसका क्या होएगा। लेकिन लोग बड़े पर्सपेक्टिव में नहीं देख रहे हैं कि एक वाधवान पोर्ट का समझो डेवलप हो गया तो यहाँ से मेरी जो लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट नावा सेवा का है वो आधा हो जाएगा, तो कितना पैसा बच जाता है इंडस्ट्रीज का। तो ये सब की चीज़ के लिए हम लोग एजुकेट करें लोगों को कि अपने छोटे छोटे पेटी स्वार्थ के लिए डेवलपमेंट को न रोके। तो ये सब चीज़ है वेयर आई थिंक सो ये जो अपना लघु स्वप्न का है, ये प्लेटफॉर्म पे या सोशल मीडिया पे हम लोग करें उसके लिए, तो कुछ न कुछ अच्छा होगा ऐसा मुझे लगता है।
बिल्कुल
थैंक यू सो
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आई कंप्लीटली एग्री विथ यू। अनफॉर्चुनेटली इंडिया में लीडर बनने के लिए काम करना नहीं, काम रोको दूसरे का तो आप लीडर बन जाते हो। लेकिन वो चेंज हो रहा है अभी इट्स चेंजिंग। आई स्पोक टू एकेडमिशियंस रिस्पेक्टेड एंड दे ऑल से दैट द चेंज इज कमिंग। टाइम लगता है सर, हमारे घर पे एक चेंज लाने को 4 लोगों में टाइम लगता है, 140 करोड़ के देश में थोड़ा वक्त लगेगा।
तो वही टाइम जो लगता है ना, अभी सर ने बोला था कि चलता एटीट्यूड नहीं चलेगा, तो टाइम नहीं लगना चाहिए, टाइम नहीं लगना चाहिए, बिकॉज वी हैव ऑल द फैसिलिटीज अवेलेबल। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि इसके लिए रुक जाए हम लोग। सो टाइम नहीं लगना चाहिए, वो एटीट्यूड हम करेंगे, हम गवर्नमेंट से मांगेंगे कि क्यों टाइम लगता है, नहीं लगना चाहिए, तो शायद हो सकता है।
सर बांद्रा वर्ली सीलिंग को 12 साल लगे बनने में और वो 6 किलोमीटर का है, और जो शिवड़ी लिंक है 22 किलोमीटर का है सर, 6.25 साल लगे। टाइम में फर्क आया।
हाँ।
होएगा सर, होएगा, आप विश्वास रखो, होएगा।
नहीं, मेरे को तो विश्वास है, मुझे पूरा विश्वास है, मन में है विश्वास, पूरा होएगा, लेकिन जल्दी होना चाहिए।
सर MSME का एक ही है, नेवर 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 गिव अप, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी आर एग्जिस्टिंग। सही है गलत है?
या।
सर यू आर एन इंस्पिरेशन। आप शॉर्ट्स में ट्रेन में भी आते हो, फंक्शन में भी आते हो।
मैं शॉर्ट्स में पहनने के लिए इतना आया हूँ सर। मैं शॉर्ट्स पहनने के लिए सबसे पहली बात यू नीड टू MSME में यू नीड टू डू द थिंग्स डिफरेंटली। लोग करते हैं वो सब करेंगे, आपको आगे आना है, ट्राई टू डू समथिंग डिफरेंटली। तो
एब्सोल्युटली सर, यू आर डूइंग डिफरेंटली।
Yeah.
I can see you from the attire.
Yes,
amazing.
yes, yes.
Please give him a big hand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Ashish sir, with your permission, I would like to declare the session closed.
Ma'am.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, all of you.
Okay, just one question here. Okay.
Sir, I'm from TIMA Association.
Yes, sir.
I'm not standing here for any question or anything. I'm grateful and thankful to the Adult Education Trust who organized such a beautiful event. I would like to request him कि क्यों ना ऐसा किया जाए कि पालघर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के लिए एक SME का सेशन किया जाए, फुल डे सेशन हो, जिससे SME के जो भी बेनिफिट्स हैं, जो भी गवर्नमेंट के स्कीम्स हैं, वो इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन को मिले। क्यों SME का रजिस्ट्रेशन, मैं तारापुर से हूँ, मैं लघु उद्योग भारती को भी रिप्रेजेंट करता हूँ, बहुत कम रजिस्ट्रेशन, बहुत एग्रेसिवली कम। जो नए यूनिट आ रहे हैं वो तो करा रहे हैं, लेकिन जो पुराने यूनिट हैं उनको ज़्यादा SME में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है। ये फैक्चुअल्स है। इसीलिए मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि एक ऐसा सेशन ऑर्गेनाइज किया जाए। आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट द चेयरमैन एंड ऑल द मैनेजमेंट टीम कि जहाँ पर इंडस्ट्री प्लस द एक्सपर्ट पीपल लाइक यू पीपल शुड कम टुगेदर एंड गाइड अस ऑल इंडस्ट्रियल बेल्ट्स, how to grown up with the SMEs, how do we get the benefit of our exports and everything. That is my humble request to this management committee, and I would like to thanks once again for these things.
We have the plan. In fact, today afternoon we were speaking, that is our Salunki sir, Pednekar sir, even my MBA faculty. LAGHUSWAPNA is an ongoing annual event. Earlier I had idea of Laghu Clinic, where we wanted to interact and solve industry-related problems, different sectors. Now we have got autonomy now. Earlier we were controlled by the university, follow only university structure. We have autonomy. Even our MBA college has an autonomy. And we are starting also PGDM, more professors will come. We will organize, for example, if the industry association at Umargaon, they call us one day, we'll all go there and put a workshop there. Same will improve and come to say Dahanu, if there is the association. Then we'll keep in Tarapur, we'll get Wada Kudus, we'll try to keep one at Palghar Association here, Industry Association, and also Vasai Virar. Entire Palghar district will discuss, have a brainstorming session, because Salunke sir is here with us. He is our advisor for the management college, involving your chairman and secretary and all, and treasurer, what kind of a program you should control, because we'll take input from you, because without your active participation, it will not happen. It will not happen. What you need will consult, because we have a PRO now, Ushavati Shetty ma'am. She goes to these particular place, industrial places, create relationship, and we'll try to keep this. It will not come after the monsoon, because monsoon time we have little constrained road and all that. Then October, November will start. Before LAGHUSWAPNA happens next year, we'll hold this workshop. Yes, sure.
Thank you, sir. So finally, after this insightful discussion, I declare that the panel discussion is closed. I am immensely thankful to our moderator and all the panelists for coming here and discussing. I would now request the industry representatives. See, you have a kit handed over to you. That kit contains a collaboration form and a hiring requirement form, also a feedback form. Kindly fill these forms and hand it over to our students' representatives. Now, for an ongoing association between industry and institute, we require that you give your feedback, you give your requirements, so that we as a college, we as an institute know where we can send our students. Okay, so this is very, very important for collaboration. So kindly fill that form and hand it over to our students. We will now go to the section of honoring our sponsors. So I'd request my co-host Manzil to take over.
Madam, can we take our seats back?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Wait. It seems we have the representative from Umargaon Industries Association. So you'd like to honor the representative from the Umargaon Industries Association. Can I request the backstage committee? Any industrialist from Umargaon Industries Association, Ushavati ma'am, if you can identify them. You speak this. Thank you, sir. No. Anybody else from Umargaon Industries Association? Yes. Thank you, sir.
We need to mention our deepest sense of appreciation to our sponsors. Let us give applause and heartfelt appreciation to all those who contributed to making the evening a success. For this, I invite our PRO, Dr. Ushavati Shetty, to honor our sponsors. I request them to come forward as I take their names.
We would like to first invite Mr. Kuljinder Singh from Mukut Steel. Mr. Kuljinder Singh, he's not, anybody else from his association? No? Okay. Mr. Raghav Sareen from Prithvi Anand Kuber Complex. Mr. Raghav Sareen. Mr. Vikas Nagne from VBHC. Mr. Vikas from VBHC. You want to read? Read. After VBHC.
Mr. Anil Shrivastava from Cash Fire.
Mr. Vinod Kumar Reddy from Karnataka Bank Limited. Mr. Joy Dabre from Citizen Credit Bank. Mr. Joy Dabre from Citizen Credit Bank. Mr. Austin Fonseca from Model Bank. Mr. Austin Fonseca from Model Bank. Mr. Shashikant Shah from Avaran. Mr. Pius from BCCB. Mr. Pius from BCCB. Miss Sylvia from Guinea Silk Mills. Miss Sylvia from Guinea Silk Mills. Mr. Ajit from Quedo Sports. Dr. Radha from EduGuide Overseas. Dr. Radha from EduGuide Overseas. Mr. Dhaval Raut from Camlin. Mr. Dhaval Raut from Camlin. We are grateful to Prakriti Crystal Technologies, SS Group, Baseen Catholic Bank, Karnataka Bank Limited, Credit Citizen, Crash Fire Services, Prithvi Anand Kuber, VBHC, Mukut Tanks and Vessel, Model Cooperative Bank, Avaran, Baseen Catholic, Express Pesticides, Neha Books, Amul, Once More, Aradhana, Guinea Silk Mills, Global EduTech, SPSS, Turnitin, EduGuide Overseas, Dun & Bradstreet and Prince Paper Products. I think these are the only representatives available. Thank you, Ushavati ma'am. All good things, thank you ma'am. All good things come to an end and so has our program. I would now invite Mr. Trushank Kadu to propose a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, esteemed guests and participants. It was indeed an informative and interactive session. I thank God Almighty for this wonderful opportunity He has given to us to be together and know each other well. We are deeply honored by the presence of our dignitaries. I thank our chief guest and guest of honor for their valuable presence. I extend my sincere gratitude to Dr. Suhas Pednekar, Dr. Uday Sarunke for their presence and guidance. Our heartfelt thanks go out to Mr. Benoit Dias, Chairman of Basin Catholic Bank. Along with the management members of all the major industrial associations who are present here today in strong numbers, I thank all our sponsors for their grand support. Without you, it was impossible to manage this program successfully. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Tarapur Industries Manufacturers Association, Tarapur Management Association, Palghar Taluka Industrial Federation, Vapi Industries Association, Vasai Industries Association, Umagaon Industries Association, and Dhanu Industries Manufacturer Association for their support, without which this event could not have come to fruition. A big thank you to our moderator of today's panel discussion, Mr. Ashish Patankar, for moderating our panel discussion so well. I am extremely thankful to our panelists, Mr. Raghavendra Rao, Mr. S.L. Sharma, Mr. Mihir Shah, Mr. Mohit Sodani, for sharing their immense and valuable knowledge with us. Our thanks go out to our management members, our chairman, secretary, treasurer, member for the extensive support. A big thank you to all the industry representatives who have joined us for the grand event. I extend my heartiest thanks to our principal, HOD, and all staff members who have guided us along the way. A big event like this cannot be accomplished overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks ago. I thank all the staff members for their hard work. For this event, we visited 230 plus companies over a period of 3 weeks. I personally thank each and every industry representatives who is present here. I thank all volunteers for their immense hard work. I thank everyone involved in this program. Special thanks to technical and media teams for their essential role in this program. With this, we wrap up with this momentous event. Thank you.
Thank you, Drushan. Kindly note the refreshment for the panelists will be served in our director sir's cabin. I request our director to accompany all of them. I request the audience to kindly stand for the national anthem.